the season where it just begins. Turn, 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 I'd say, baby, in a coyote sort of way here on that hazy radio network. You got Grandpa Coyote, Okie-Wan Kenobi, ooh, Lady Madonna, Mary Jane, and the Green Man too, and Puff the Magic Dragon, and a crystal ball shining through, ooh, the magic of the pipage that just doesn't quit in its prayer, babies. You know, once you smoke that, it's forever there in the atmosphere, transforming the energy. They're inside of you, they're inside of me, coming through my little doggy and Puff the Magic Dragon too, and maybe aided by the Green Man, the Eagle, the Bunny Rabbit. Oh, darlings, it's a furry free-for-all and then some here. Spring Creek. The place, the moment, it just begins. The flow of life from here goes out in all directions. As soon as we get down that little meandering canyon there and over that way and out into them delta lands and that... That's where it expands, baby. I'm telling you, that's when the real heart of Earth, Mother Love, comes through, babies. You start to see, 'cause before you'd just been rushing along, bumping into boulders and shit, having a great old time bouncing around that stream of life, man, you know. But then you get out there in the delta and it starts to go slow, and you get to meander around and enjoy it a little bit and give birth to a whole bunch of crazy new life. I mean, talk about reptiles and engines and stuff. Wow, man. Down there in the Delta land, you got it all, man. And you know what? It's patient with itself. It's learned to live with itself. It likes the flow of your life going slow and meandering around a bit, don't you know? It gives out them lotus blossoms, you know, that the fragrance thereof, oh, just brings forward the love and all of that life. So down there in them delta lands, it ain't like threatening no more. There's nothing to fear here. It's all love, you sweet little dear. See, the little white spotted fawn goes walking through, and nobody wants to harm a hair of 'em, let alone eat 'em for dinner or lunch, or maybe for breakfast, you know, with eggs. Sometimes, you know. You know what I'm talking about, Joe. We're getting in that flow, see, and that's where it go, to this place where all inhabit the space naturally, respectfully, and gleefully, to tell you the truth, man. We're all like cheerleaders of life, man. All the life in this delta land, which is the high mountains, too, 'cause guess what? It expands out from here. This is just its birthplace, where the river meets the sea. And the ocean of life arises in both sides of it. Again, you got that dynamic of creation, and it's right there on the beach where the waves caress the sand forevermore, baby, you know. Well, sometimes they get a little hot and heavy about it, don't they? But it always goes back to that sweet caress, man, the flow of the ebbs and goes and all of that good shit. The surfers get out there and have a great time surfing naked. I mean, just... See, there you got the ocean of love given in liquid form, you know, and participated therein by all this other life that's birthed of the land, man. Where the ocean and the land and the atmosphere come together, that's where the life begins, dear. Always has, always will. See, so that's Spring Creek right there, too, where the river meets the sea and life begins, and you and me. And, of course, it's Spring Creek way up high in the mountains in the sky, where that first little drop of atmosphere condenses and says, I'm going to be a little raindrop in the stream of life, the beginning of everything, man. Well, that's the beginning moment, too, you see. It's all one big loop. That river of life, that's time, baby. And we've been getting beat up by it a lot, 'cause we've been going through the rapids and stuff, and then the deep pools and them rapidly rolling oh, man. Our little molecules got the shit kicked out of them more than once, going along that old river of life, I'll tell you. But, you know, our attitude is nothing but gratitude right now, 'cause we made it through it all, man, and we're down there in the Delta land where it all just turns out really grand, and the party's on at our place. The alligators and the lizards and the snakes dance with the birds and the bees and the butterflies and in the trees, and I mean, you know, the monkeys throw bananas delightfully at one another, and everybody shares the wealth of their existence, exuberantly so, in a uniform harmony, and, you know, as they gather there near the shore and the sea, life begins to sing in harmony and creates all the rest of it around. I mean, this whole earth, that's Spring Crack. That's the place of beginning. That's the fountain of life flowing forward into everything and giving it animation, emotion, the depth and height of aware, feeling, conscious presence in every little particle of yourself, personified as a presence, in a presence, surrounded by the presence thereof, which expands into all the living life around us. See, we are the blossoming life, and this is our season. This is our time of being. This is our time of great arousal, baby. Oh, baby, don't take that in a horny sort of way. Oh, no, 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 no. That's the devil coming out to play. Well, let's dance with the devil today, okay? And see if we can't help her get it right. I mean, come on, baby, shake your bacon and just go with the flow, honey. See, don't be all stiff and uptight and, looking down your nose at everybody that flows because you can't seem to be it. And just be it. You're made of the same stuff we are. All of this is, man. The devil is a misperception, man. So is the angel. We're all angelic. Devil and angel alike. Okay. I mean, guess what? The gathering place of those energies is. Where's the shoreline of that life? Right there inside of you. It's human beings, baby. We're the great equity coming forward, you see. We've lived long enough in the bullshit 3D, ain't we, man? Got the hell kicked out of us down Hell's Canyon there. But guess what? We're water, man. We just go with the flow no matter what it is or how badly beat up we get, man. We just go with the flow of it and just go where gravity realigns us until finally we give up the graveness of it. When it slows down there and starts to meander around there in that delta country, puts out 10 fingers going to the ocean or something like that. Oh, goodness gracious, I tell you. Whew. I mean, it's the greatest relief there could ever be because, your season has finally come. The journey from the top to the bottom was not top to the bottom, but to say that life is the same flow all the way, even when it becomes ocean. Exuberantly so, and all the life it does flow along with our feeling, the full completeness thereof, given in this beginning moment we call making love. No, don't take that the wrong way, baby. This is making real love. This is doing what we could only symbolize before and share, kind of intimately but expressively in a very limited way. Believe it or not. Here comes the love. Here comes the real life. Here comes the blossoming of humanity. And hang dog if we ain't just the most colorful little pieces of doo-doo to ever arise from the earth and ocean and atmosphere and be something and become all of that creation in that emotional feeling sort of. See, this is where our exuberance comes from. This is when life gets to rocking and rolling. When you got that exuberance on, when you feel that unity, that united way, man, talk about flying united. Well, guess what? You don't get beat up anymore, man. You're the exuberant love, and you're only flying because you need to share it ever more greatly, and that gives you a lot broader perspective by which to be doing that, wouldn't you say? It's what the eagle discovered a long time ago. Sailing quietly up there over them high ridges and the tall mountains, man, and just sharing the wealth of clear love with his brothers and sisters in humanity for centuries without end, eons of time. The eagle is there steady. Even when you try to kill him off, it's kind of a coyote energy. You might get most of them, but you ain't getting all of them. And guess what? They come back with a vengeance and hold that love for you anyway. The minute the DDT washes away, they're coming back out to play, see? Well, that's the way of life. So they emulated that continuation, the continuum of the human experience, to refuse to surrender itself to itself at any given point along the way, and defiantly so until it finally began to realize it couldn't surrender to what already was. It could only let go of the lies and the unloving ways it'd been living in and become what it really is. Is our us. Yeah, see? And this is what's real, and this is what's right, and this is rocking here, right here as we step into the great daylight. Your moment of clarity, your moment of truth, coming from this tiny, tiny little sound booth here in the Spaceship Love, man. Studio 420, we got love aplenty because it flows from you to me, to you to me, to all the rest of us that you can see just in this blossoming way. That's the way of the day. There's the gateway of paradise, brought to you by the humble heart of your humble servant, the mother love in motion, the sweet herb Mary J. represented in her personal presence, wouldn't you say? Yeah, that's why they call me, jokingly, Pope Mary J. 'Cause I hold her that way. I respect her with all of my heart, might, mind, soul, strength, spirit, humor, truth, all of that shit, man. And then some. See, I love being the mother love. It just makes me feel right in life. It gives me that exuberance that makes me want to blossom and grow forevermore. I hope it does with you too, babies. I hope you can feel this moment that we share and become it. 'Cause that's our reality, baby. It's rockin', it's roll, it's medicine of the heart, don't you know? And it'll take us anywhere to bring us back to life, back to truth. Back to a heart in harmony. Can you hear the song now? Arising from the seas and the atmosphere of the skies and all the earth's critters too. Singing almost a single beat, a single pitch. In grand diversity. Oh my goodness, now you hear the song of life. 'Cause you've just become it, baby. It's worthy. And so are you, baby. Old Grandpa Coyote with his loyal little wonder dog, Okie-Wan Kenobi, pulling you on through here, baby. He's got that curtain back now, and how. Wow! It wasn't what we expected, was it? Wow, man, I tell you, this is one of those, and how, what can I say, baby? But you take it away, man, because this is your moment. This is our day. This is what we waited for, and this is why we're coming out to play right here, right now, wouldn't you say? Yeah, hazyradio.com. We got it on early in the day when old Spring Creek gets into motion, starts its flow towards the ocean, eh? I see you up there flying around with that old eagle right up over yon ridge up there, man. I know what you've been up to. You got that Rocky Mountain High going on, 'cause you got this guy took you for a little flight today, old Grandpa, or Captain Coyote, I would say, right here at the helm of Spaceship Love, man. Ooh, on the wings of an eagle, we just took off through your wildest dreams, because we are riders on the storm, and guess what? We became the eye of the storm, the ever-increasing, calm, beautiful little eye of the storm in which paradise is just right and everything's cool and nice and the atmosphere is very clear and the sun's shining bright and everything's just right. It's like merging with sweet Mary J. and never having to go that way ever again, wouldn't you say? Oh, baby. It's one of those Spring Creek kind of days, a Spring Creek kind of moment coming your way. From 9,000 feet high in the Rocky Mountain sky, from the heart of this dear sweet little guy. Yeah, my Okie-Wan Kenobi over there, sitting in his rocking chair, dreaming you the dream that gives you the heart to spare with everybody, don't you know? Can't hold back no more. Gotta open that thing up and even up the skull and calm down the atmosphere so everybody else can get it clear. We find out it's the mafia of love that's been ruling here all along. Not them little dark dudes with the 22s and all that kind of stuff, but the bright lights of love that kept us going through the dark, unsettled nature of the night. Yet in the middle of the night we learned how to sing and bring forward the light, and to be, in the flame of light, naturally, the transformative love that transforms away any conception of darkness coming out to play. There ain't none of that shite out there today. We composed it down to the basic light of love that it is made of. Everything is. See? And the rest, well, that's activity in the 3D, man. Experiential reality that it be. Amusement park called life, liberty in the pursuit of the 3D unnaturally. I mean, well, baby, what did you expect, you know? I beg your pardon, we never promised you a rose garden. Until right now, anyhow. Now you get whatever you want, baby. If it's a lotus flower, if it's a blossoming lotus flower that becomes the whole life you're living, if it's indeed even something more than that, the grandest floribunda there could ever be, and thornless too, don't you see? In fact, a whole field of flowers, you know, surrounded by lavender and magnolias and, you know, all that kind of stuff, man. The rainbow of love colorfully displayed all around you. Everywhere you go, it's like that, man. I mean, you can't take a step without the whole atmosphere and reality around you just brightens right up, babies, you know it. Wow, 'cause you're the blossoming flower of love, the rock that got the roll and found the medicine of heart and soul and got it in that flow to call the glow, don't you know? Yeah, let go that heaviness, let go the unlight, and be just right, okay? Time to spread them wings from inside. Now, I mean, this is a metaphorical kind of thing, but baby, it's representative of the truth of your expansive nature, your expansive way, your expansive life, as your own form of mother love comes out to play. Isn't it just the rockin'est little reality, wouldn't you say? I mean, wow, how much better can it be? Well, stick around and you'll see, you know. This is just the beginning, baby. Ooh, and it goes on forever. That's why we love beginnings and not so much endings. Even if they're happy, they're not always as happy as they could be, you know. They ain't always riding off into the sunset in the 3D. You fall off a cliff into the ocean, you both drown, man. I mean, shoot, what kind of life is that? That's what you get for chasing the sunset. You should have been right into the sunrise and blind your eye. Then you couldn't see where you was going. You'd be all right. You'd be in the light. Pretty soon you merge with that light, see? That's why some of you are tempted to look right into the sun and do so. I've seen you doing it, man, you know. And I see you through it too, baby, see? You're just taking all that light back into yourself. You're letting that little flame there in the sky, that representation of what might be, become your inner reality. You're igniting the flame by which you return to the great light of love and live straight and direct from the heart. I mean, as real as can be right here in the 3D. Knowing the multiplicity of the reality, knowing where the creative energies lie. And how to flow, how to be the river of life, don't you know? Immersion with the ocean of love to become land of the free, home of the brave, and the astounding buffalo that won't trample down these blossoms, don't you know? And all the blossoms that grow too, and the flowers and trees, the birds and the bees, and oh my goodness. See, they've tried to kill this 3D, man. They being us, 'cause we were, you know, kind of caught in a cycle, you know, of great mistrust, you know, couldn't see beyond the end of our noses and thought that was reality, man. And shit. Such is the limitations for a lot in 3D. Not everyone stay there, and some are born, a little brighter than others. We all have roles to play, just like some are born right into the darkness, you know, lifetime after lifetime. You got practice at it, you know. Practice makes perfect, right? Yeah, well, eventually it all comes back to the light because it realizes that's what it's made of. Dear, sweet, harmonic love. And this puts a dissolution to our de-evolution in this unreality called 3D, where there's time and distance between us and everything else. Now there is no time. There's only the expansive growth of humanity coming forward in every heart inside the 3D. And those that ain't real, they just dissolve away because they don't have nothing to feel, nothing to be. They're just projections in a holographic reality. Kiss them goodbye, babies. They was great little holograms, man, and it was fun to have them around. They were great entertainment, weren't they? Now, you just watch and see who dissolves and who stays. You'd be amazed. babies. You know, all the categorizations, all the evil that's been done here, and all those evil doers that are behind it all, etc., you know, just evaporates. Right along with the illusion that you have to be anything. That in your loving life you are everything. And everything is you, and it's all us. As one beautiful being and presence expressed personally in you and all these other molecules of life too we call human beings, but these are the exuberant beings from which the rest of life gets its meaning and purpose, so to speak. In that multidimensional presence, that which is so beyond the 3D, well, gee whiz, here we are, babies, living it. Loving it because love is what we live, and love is life and light and all that good shit. Put together as one beautiful energy in every expression of being and purpose. So you're going to feel unifying effects inside as you take this magic ride. This which you saw as, you know, well, let's just say divided inside, takes this ride because it can tolerate itself once again. It sees it's made of love, the same as everything below and above and all around us too, man. It's all made of that same mother love, the exuberance that life has for living in itself, no matter what the dream is that it's creating to live in. Whether it's a nightmare or some of the most pleasant lucid dreaming there could ever be. Oh, gosh, there it goes. Whew. Passing fancy, I'll tell you. Just like you are, baby. But you're passing into the reality of your own power. You see, it's dream. The dreamer and the dream become the same thing. You find that place where the river meets the sea, the shimmering edge between two sides of creation. And you see, it's all right there. It's centered there. And extends from there, so it's undivided. It is united in its center place of being. All life springs forward that in all living expressions. In the dream and in the dreamer as well, you see. We're united. And all that can be and all that is and all that are right here, right now. You see. It's all in how we perceive in the 3D. When you live in this way, your rock is your roll. Your medicine is heart and soul, and from you others experience the expansive expression of that heart and soul. The delight it takes in just living whatever formation it may have falsely accepted within itself as an acting presence in an active dream. See how we fulfill this scheme. You stand between the worlds now and realize there is not a division. So in a way it's a revision of what we saw as duality and polarity. You see, and it's a step beyond the 3D because we got ourselves experienced enough to see beyond it, to be within it, fully present. Which brings all of the extended reality back from the extension of space and time to a singular living presence growing together just in a unified way, the same way the body and soul presence are united in the physical form. You know, they have a formation, has a shape and a form to it. A person, a heart of love. See, and that's replicated in each and every living presence, without exception. We're all made from the union of the mother love with the father son, S-U-N, inside of her heart. See? That's where he ride most naturally. And that's where we felt the greatest shame and felt to blame, because we thought we had separated ourselves from the mother nature and had become some kind of independent sourpuss, bent on destruction. We felt so bad we could only seek ever increasingly wicked ways to destroy ourselves and destroy other presences right along with us. Such is the illusion of the misery in 3D. But in that misery is not the nature of humanity. an experience with the darker aspects of ourself, in the presence of a nightmarish dream, a heartless thing, a fulfillment of a scheme to make us more fully present in the heart, when finally we saw it, and finally we could feel it and be it and become it once again. So now the reward of the experience of time, the generations unite in this singular presence of you and all that surrounds you too. You see, the mother of love has won because there is no defeating a constant, steady, pure, nurturing love. It simply is. It's at the root of everything, and all life living present now becomes consciously present in that. And the idea of divisions and separations melds away as you meld as a singular presence into the presence of singular central heart today, and become the center of the blossoming flower of life once again, which extends its presence in all directions into the spatial reality which does not exist. It's all living, it's all united, a singular, full, functional, present life in which we participate as a personal presence in our molecular being, let's say, for the humanity side of it, and the fuller presence of that full life which unites in all of it. See? The blossoming flower, baby, you know, a whole field of it. And in that field is the field united in every blossom that's in it, you see? That's how it works. That's how we start to live way beyond the 3D, but extending from there, from the richness of our experience here, our ability to carry eternal condemnation, kind of, in an illusionary sort of way, and make the best of it right to the day, well, we understood it didn't exist. All along we've just been singing a rather backward song. And all of a sudden we started to hear the real harmony, the tunage that makes the rock roll. The heart become the soul become the presence of spirit in physical inhabitation once again, the glowing presence of life, shining from within, melting away the illusions of division and underhanded presences, so forth. Seeing then a reunification of itself with itself in all the presences of being that it felt separate from before. Now the disgusting shit is over with. The life can rock on. And baby, you think we're going to cling to this presence naturally and forevermore, be the effusive love of light, peacefully, so exuberantly so in that peace? Oh, of course. What else could we be, man? You know, we just got set free right here in this 3D. Okay? Wowzer Wednesday and then some, man. Well, I mean, you know, just do what you got to do. Be who you are exuberantly, okay? Because that is the way of the day. And by the way, I expect to see them jailhouse doors springing open. Because we just did a whole lot of gentling down on you savage beasts that run the place, let alone some of the monsters you created within them. We're liberating today our own human heart in that unnatural way of negativity and polarity and positarily and all this crap, you know. We melt down the experience to the reality of the love that dances through it, lives in it, and embraces it all, and releases itself then from the burden of it, and accepts the blessing in the experience of it. Beautifully so, don't you know? Here on the Everclear Hazy Radio Network, with Grandpa Coyote and Obi-Wan Kenobi and Fred, helping you stay tuned in to your own living, loving reality in a rock and roll sort of way. Oh, baby, it's you. Oh, and maybe your mother and your, you know, siblings. Well, and maybe just all those, and maybe a lot more than you ever knew, baby. Baby, we've been living with that for so long. Moving on from town to town, mother to lover, lover to friend, friend to wife, wife to, ooh, liberation, babies. Oh my goodness. It's all a big circle, a big cycle, a big turn, turn, turn. Every season has its burn. Everyone can be a bummer. Ooh, even in the summer, man. I mean, I don't know why, babies, but it's because now we can take off and fly. We've been there, done that, you know. We got a life, a living, universal expression of harmony. A life lived in unity. Yes, indeedy, babies. Radiant love coming to you from 9,000 feet high in the Rocky Mountain sky through the heart of this guy, my little guy too, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Grandpa Coyote. Teamed up, baby, with sweet old Mary GJ, Mary G, wow-wee, Mary J. Man, she helped you along the way. She helped you get it right. Even when you stumble around a little bit in flight, hey, the air is very forgiving, and there's plenty of it. Don't you worry. Just keep them feathers fluffed, baby, and get ready for the stuff. 'Cause, man, what you're made of is more than just tough. It shines so bright. Everybody, man, you know, thinks it's great sunlight. You betcha. Then comes the day when the sun never sets. The human heart opens and receives the merger of the light in all that's inside, and all that's inside, outside. Ooh, all that we see is what we be, all that we are. The exuberant light, bringing it clear, dear, 'cause you waited it out. Yeah, you toughed it along. You went with the harmony of your own heart's song and began to realize then that it's all united in its flight. We played a drama, we played a comedy, a tragicomedy, just right. We got the heaviness, we got the irony, we got the murderous soul, ha ha ha, of rock and roll, which destroys the illusion of the savage beast in the night. And in the great daylight of love, man, we will live forevermore, for we have merged mother and son as one, the same way the flower does as it begins its blossoming process. So it is, and so it shall be forevermore, don't you see? Loving the sunlight that comes from inside and makes everything just right. And it's always bright. Babies, we've taken flight. The union of experience with the love that created it all in full presence inside of you and me. And babies, we just moved beyond history. Unraveled the mystery. Now we live it. Now we are the living love of life that nurtures it all into being. Gently so, don't you know, 'cause of the steadiness of the sunlight we have absorbed within and become as one, mother and son. See, that's a spring creek moment, baby. That's the blossoming flower of youth inside of you, no matter what age you be. It'll always be exuberantly youthful, don't you see? It's spring creek from the beginning, which is the beginning, forevermore, baby. Oh, wow, do we ever even the score in that rock and roll sort of way? Here on the Hazy Radio Network, when Grandpa and Okie come out to play, I'd say, whole bunch of angels too, messing around with you, oh babies, they gonna see to it. You never get blue ever again, man. You get out from under that heaviness, you get out from under that, dark shadow of life and begin to live in the bright light of day, babies, forever and ever. That's the way. Now you watch and see, 'cause that's how it be. If you accept it in you, then, baby, the other stuff is through. You got a gentle life awaiting you now. The pleasant fragrance of your blossoming love, exuberating the life around it into being its blossoming love too. I mean, it's just everywhere and everyone. As a few blossom, then the mass blossom right along with it. You know, you notice if you've ever had a field of flowers, man, you know, first there's one, then there's two, and then it's like popcorn, man. Bam! It all goes off, you know, 'cause one or two came along and encouraged the rest of the herd into blossoming, right? So the whole tribe of flowers, man, exuberantly so, blossom exponentially in unity, you see. And that's what brings the colorful life of 3D alive in the multi-dimensionality of its ever-expressive love. Now you know what such moments are made of. The unity, the harmony of heart within each and every being that is present in this life. Yeehaw, and fly away, baby. The lightness of heart will never abandon you. 'Cause it's now. And this is forever.